February.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. 24th, yes it is. So the 24th and the 7th, that follows our story time. We do story times on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So story time is at 11 a.m. She'll be there from 11:30 to 1 assisting people. So if anyone knows of anyone, you can refer them to the branch. Thank you.
When is the next meeting? 13. For pre.
Four. It's four.
So I have the flyer. It's a certain year. So whoever was born in a certain year, the enrollment is for this year. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2014.
Should be 8-4. If you're born before.
All right, we're going to go into updates from our elected officials. They'll say a few words. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. First, before he goes on, as you may be seeing, they're doing digging and groundwork for the traffic light at Bronx Park East and Waring Avenue. If you ever go by and you ever see work being done, please take pictures, send them to me. I like seeing how the process goes along and things like that. Patricia's very good for that with,
Allerton Avenue, what sort of construction going on? Allerton Avenue.
It's pipe replacement and water pipe replacement as well as Con Ed pipe replacement. But from Councilman Richard Chora's office, is a new constituent liaison, I believe, Joe McManus.
Thank you, Raphael. Yeah, I just like to say welcome to everybody this evening. And I haven't met everybody, but I know most everybody. My name is Joseph McManus. Right now, I don't have any cards. I just started working for the council, and we just proofed the business card. So I'll give you the office number. It's 718-842-8100. And then on the table over there, we have some Bronx Zoo free days, free tax prep. The tax prep, you must make an appointment. There's only certain days and certain times that they have the free tax prep. And they have some parking calendars. One little update, and I don't know if most people don't know about this, but on the corner of Thwaites and Boston Road is an open lot there. There's going to be a project there, and the address, if you hear it, it's 2241 White Plains Road. Even though I said to the developer, that's not White Plains Road, he said, well, that's what the Department of Buildings, that's the address that they gave them. So it's supposed to be 6 stories high, 35 units of rental, and 1 for the super. There'll be commercial space downstairs. It'll be a commercial overlay, and that's about 2,700 feet.
That's why they got
8,100 feet, excuse me. And there'll be a community facility space.
Oh, really?
That is going to be like 2,700 feet.
Are they providing parking for their residents? Or are they going to?
Take it easy, guys. Calm down. Take it easy.
Whoa.
No dancing in the aisles. So that's what it is. I did inquire about the parking because it's in a transit zone. This is what the developer told me. I don't believe them. But the office is reaching out to HPD and zoning just to confirm it. More than likely, and that's why the community board voted against these 2 text amendments, because in the text amendments it said if it's in a transit zone, and if you have a senior building, you don't need parking. But parking is not
required,
right, exactly. So I'm still reaching out. I got back from city planning, which most city agencies don't return information. So there is nothing on the agenda for city planning, so they don't have to go through city planning. So I'm assuming that the project will be built, and the developer told me it's going to go down the block, so it's going to be a pretty nice size, project. The apartments, some of them will be 80% AMI, the other ones will be 100% AMI. Like a studios go for like 1,100 to, and I think a 3-bedroom is like 270, somewhere in that range. But what?
2,700.
2,700.
For what? For a 3-bedroom?
2 bedroom.
There's 1 3-bedroom. That's the largest apartment, that'll be 100% AMI.
What's AMI?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
We're
as I
we're
used to tell
dancing in the
Kenny.
aisles.
One thing at a time, no yelling out. If you'd like to raise your hand, Raphael will acknowledge you when I finish. How's that sound?
I shouldn't shout.
Okay. So,
Who has questions? Anybody have questions?
what was the AMI?
Yeah.
area, medium, income. It's what they base everything on. It's developed by the federal government, and it's a number that they use. And each area designated by, that doesn't explain AMI. Each area, it gives the apartments of what the AMI is. The federal government does this, and then they say to different localities, this is what it is. We have no, city or state has no control over it.
So, this is, looks like it's a sheet given out by HPD. It says 2241 White Plains Road, Neighborhood Construction Program, Development Team, the developers Volmar Construction, RKTV Architects, White Plains Road Waste Place. It's where Freddie Fred's used car sales is. So that's the big empty space. I hope they're not going to tear down those other businesses that are there already.
The apartment building?
No, the businesses that are there. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're tearing down any other businesses. I mean, Freddie's on a vacant lot, so I presume Freddie would have to go. But, I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to answer that thing. The developer said they do own property down the block. So
On Wake or on Fourth Street?
I'm just giving you the exact, what he said to me. We own the other property down the block. That's all he's, it was at the community board, let me finish. It was at the community board meeting. I didn't want to get into it too much because they start yelling at me. No, anybody that they know, they say, oh, okay, stop it, will you? So he said down the block, so I think it's going to be I'm assuming he meant down Twigs.
Okay. Oh, where that little.
Yeah, so it looks like it's where everything is empty right now. Just, hold 1 second for the question. So program is a 6-story building, 35 units. Commercial space on the first floor, community space on the first floor, and then floors 2 through 6 are residential. So the rent, it looks like they're getting either tax breaks or some sort of funding from HPD to be under this affordability program, because these are affordable, what they say, affordable apartments. So the units that are at 80% of the area median income, 25 out of the 35 units will be under this. And from what I see, the rent seems very, very reasonable. Not very, but reasonable. Studio, there'll be 3 studios for $1,075 a month. But there'll be 17, no, that's not, actually, this isn't too affordable. It's 17 one-bedrooms, $1,359 a month. Now, is this will these be rent-stabilized apartments?
No.
Or, do you know who would be, what legality would they have to raise rents over the course of years?
I just got the information 2 days ago, so I'm happy to write all this stuff down and get back to you on it. I think that's why we come to the community, to find out what they would like to know. So I will definitely investigate that.
I mean, in terms of, I know the rents in that neighborhood, it seems like it's a little above what people are paying in rent-stabilized apartments. With the rent, the private apartments that were built recently, it seems like this is the kind of rent. The 2 bedrooms, there's 5 2-bedrooms for $1,643 per month. So the units at 100% AMI, there's 10 apartments total. 1 bedroom for $1,788, 2 bedroom for $2,146, and 1 3-bedroom for $2,480. So, yeah. No. So anyone have any other questions for Joe? So we'll do Linda.
And if somebody asks the same question, please don't ask it again.
I know.
Just for brevity.
I know, Joe, you just got the information, so you might not know this. Do you know when they intend to start the project? Like, because that's gonna be a lot of noise and a lot Just wondering.
I'm sure you'll hear it.
I know, I
No, but I
already-
don't, I just talked to him last Thursday evening. I went to the office yesterday, the day before. I just got this piece of paper. We're still investigating some questions I had when we were at the community board. So, it might be a while, people have to get money, and they have to put all this finances in place. But I could reach out to the developer and find out.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Believe me, I understand. And there is a new zoning law too that, there is a zoning on noise. So they're supposed to have noise reduction on their equipment.
You have a pie.
You have to, again, you have to catch them
They cut it in half.
with a certified
Then you cut each
instrument.
half into 3 slices.
And very difficult to find those instruments that have been certified, used by somebody that's certified to catch them. So, but there is a zoning code on noise in
Okay, forget this one.
the zoning papers.
Then they cut.
Yes.
They cut this in 2 more slices.
Well, we don't know when it's going to start, so we don't know when it's going to complete. But I would think these are probably 6 stories. I would say it's less than 6 months from start to finish. People have to pay back that loan, so they have to go through those things a ton. I worked on 2 50-story high-rises. In a year and a half, they had everybody in the building almost. So the idea is they got to borrow the money and they got to pay it back. So they want to get rents as fast as they can.
How my hair?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, sir.
You can live in Manhattan for 2,600. Really? Yes, really.
Yeah.
Studios in Manhattan, you get 2,600.
There was studios in box over there.
That I don't know anything about.
Grace?
Okay, I want to go back to the AMI. How do you know how that's figured? In other words, they take the income of people that are working, or do they take into consideration people that are on fixed
I will
income?
find out. But it's
elderly.
the federal government does this. They've been doing it for years and years and years.
Because
They have that, and that's by law. You have to go by their figures. You can't say in this little tiny neighborhood. I'm just trying to give you an explanation. This little tiny neighborhood, people are making $20,000. And that's what you go by because that's exactly where the project is being built. It doesn't work like that. It takes in a large area. Probably takes it in part of Manhattan, the Bronx, and Westchester too.
really?
Well, the federal government has their own way of doing things. So but I will find out a little bit more about it. I'm new to this myself. I mean, I'm a little familiar with the AMIs, but I will find out. I can't guarantee I'll exactly find out how they do it, but I'll get more information.
Okay.
Definitely.
Patricia, then Harry.
See, I realized that the apartment zoning, you notice that building is gonna be next to train station, where they building that, they are gonna be able to probably charge whatever, because it's right here in the neighborhood where everything is at. You know what I'm saying? It's very convenient to the train station.
They get woken up by the train every 10 minutes.
That's right. It's very,
Well, I gotta say one thing about that. I lived on Olive Avenue for many years. And a friend of mine said one time, "What is that noise?" And I said, "What noise are you talking about?" So you can eliminate it from your head. Your brain does that stuff. So I mean, I kind of,
and then I wanna know, what's the name of the developers?
we have it here somewhere.
Would I be able to copy this?
I'm gonna give you a copy. Yeah,
Volmar,
so we'll get copies.
Volmar.
Who? What?
So they the same ones that are doing the building down the street by the gym. White
Planet Fitness?
By Planet Fitness.
Okay.
They're the same developers. See, they already,
Uh huh.
they can get 2 developments going on in the community. You see that slot and you see this slot. And I'm just saying that they got 2 ways of presenting to us, because they got a building that they wanna build down there, and it went over here. Yeah, it's gonna be an apartment building near there too.
I'm not too sure of that.
Where did
I was
you
told,
that?
I was told it's 2-story commercial, just like Planet Fitness is. I would, apartment.
Where's that?
I know people are talking that, but I don't, I called the community board, I believe the community board told me that it's 2-story commercial. 2-story business.
Which one are you talking about?
White Plains Road by Marin Place.
Oh, man, oh, okay.
Where's the exact location?
Now we're getting a little bit off the subject, I hate to say, but let's stick with the project that I'm a little bit familiar
Where's the
with.
exact location of this development?
2241 White Plains Road on the corner of Thwaites and Boston Road.
Okay.
Where that empty lot is right now.
Ready, Fred. Any other questions? No? All right, thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
So,
Ooh.
can you tell us what your new job is, like why would we contact you, or what is your role in your new job?
I am doing all the community work, so if you have an issue, I would be the contact person from the communities to Richie Torres' council office.
He's the new Romita.
He's the new Luisa, or Romina.
Oh, is that what you are?
Yes,
Is that
that's-
what you are?
No, I'm the old Joe McManus. And I take, I can't believe these people think seniors, what are we, all dead?
No.
I mean, I can't cross the street, I mean, what are they gonna do? Gonna put me on a bicycle so I can get across Matthews Avenue? Or
Well,
Boston
according
Road?
to Gene, yeah.
What's your email, Joe? Want to give you?
The email is jmcmanus@council.nyc.gov. That I have, they did give me an email address.
Do you check your emails?
What?
You check your emails.
No, never.
Kelsey.
So don't email me, please.
M-C-M-A-N-U-S.
Jay McManus?
Mick, no, not Mac, Mick, M-C.
Ladies,
like-
ladies,
Oh.
trying to take,
I was trying to spell your email.
I'm trying to get questions, if that's, I'll stay around later, I'm not running anywhere. Miss, I really didn't hear you,
The sanitation of this community.
the sanitation. What? Sanitation, picking up garbage, or the streets, or?
I've had the pleasure of living on the Parkway, Marshall Parkway, that was back in the 70s, 6,000 was built. And we didn't have a problem with filth. It's just the deplorable condition of the streets.